It's good to see you again. Rexar versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine. Let the hunt begin.
Yo, yo, yo. Whoa, people all up in the chat quick. What's up, Arjun? How you doing, man? T-Dub, Sarah. Look at my new, I've been drinking out of an Erlenmeyer flask. Getting scientific with it.
The fires.
It's my new, beverage vessel. Hope you guys are doing good. It's been a while since I've been on. Just got back from my vacay. I can play Fortnite. I don't know, I just felt like playing this. You know?
Job done.
I just haven't played Fortnite in a while, but I've been on vacation for the last 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks. I was in Vermont, New York, I was in the Bronx, and I was in Seattle visiting family. It was good. Death rattle. Attack.
Job's done.
Yeah, these are bananas. Thanks, little bag. You got it. These bananas. I got this shirt in Thailand for like $1 on the street.
Why do you call? I should meet you.
And I got a shirt with lemons on it from Mr. H. And I got a shirt with like watermelons on it for Mr. Hoffman. So we could be a fruit gang. Get a little fruity with it.
Job's done.
Vermont's where where I grew up. I was born in Vermont. And I lived there till I was 12. And then I moved to Southern California where I went to middle school and high school. But my parents are moving back. They just bought a house there. I'll show you guys some pictures of it. Giant house. Not a giant house. Like, it's a big house. Like 4 beds. 5 bedrooms? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. On 268 acres. They literally have a forest. They have to put up no hunting signs and no trespassing signs because there's like mountain biking trails that have been established on their property. It's interesting. My sister and my dad got in a huge fight about putting up no hunting signs. My dad's like, let's see what happens. My sister's like, you can't have people coming on your property and shooting guns. What if mom gets hit by a stray bullet? It was hilarious, the fight between them that we had to witness. But Vermont's legit. Check it out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Cold in the winter. Tons of snow. Let's see, I got 4. Or deal 2 damage. I'm not paying attention right now. I gotta get back on track here. Deal 3 damage.
I wonder. Extraordinary.
Here there is no light.
If you into cheap quality trip, visit either Malaysia or Iran. So, Malaysia and Iran, those are good ideas. I mean, Malaysia, Singapore, right? I've heard really, really good things about it. What's the capital of Malaysia? Is it Bali or Singapore? I was gonna go to Iran with Mr. H, but his family like convinced us that it was too risky for us to go. We were gonna go last summer or last spring break, a couple months ago. I'm getting owned right now in this game. If I'm not enjoying this, I might switch to Fortnite. Cause I got a couple hours. I have basically till 5:30.
I wonder.
Yeah. What up, Sachi? Hope all y'all's summer's gone pretty well. We got 3 weeks left. It's not bad. Still some time. Still some time. Anything exciting happen over the last 3 weeks? I'm eating some high fiber cereal right now. Because I literally have no food in my house. Because I like ate all my food before I left. And I haven't gone grocery shopping yet. So literally all I have that's edible in my house is this box of high fiber Trader Joe's. It's basically twigs. I'm basically eating twigs at this point in my life. Which I guess is okay. Alright. It's not over. I'm still in this game. Just don't have enough cards. Capital of Malaysia is Kuala Lumpur, yeah. For $100 in Malaysia, you can have breakfast, dinner, lunch, 2 hotel nights, and up to 4 taxis, plenty of souvenirs, and a ticket to a water park. Yeah, I mean, it was the same way when I was in Thailand and Vietnam and Cambodia. You could live on, like, you know, $10 a day, easy. Especially if you're willing to stay in a hostel rather than a hotel. Your cousin's kids tried to sightsee in Cupertino. Well, I mean, what can you see in Cupertino? Be like, here's a Ranch 99. Here's a boba place. And, well, see you next year. Deal 3 damage. Shoot. I lose. Because I can't kill. Yeah, done. Finland. That's great. I've always wanted to go to one of the Scandinavian countries. Sarah, you are you Finnish? You're some sort of Scandinavian country, right? I think you told me that before. Let's see, win one more game to earn your season chest. Next reward at level 23, Golden Timberwolf. Alright, gotta get that Timberwolf. Yeah, you're Finnish. Okay. Nice, nice. I've always wanted to check someplace out. Up in that, region of the world. Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Iceland even. Bunch of white people. I'll blend in. I won't stick out. I'll be pretty. If I wear this shirt, I'll probably stick out. But like.
Rexar versus Jaina.
Other than that,
for it.
I'm pretty camouflaged.
Begin.
What up, Darsh? It has been a while. I've been on a family tour, family vacation tour, checking out all my different peeps. My sisters and my parents. 3 damage. How you been, Darsh? You went to Great America, where you got to shoot 5 out of 6 balls in a goal with the keeper, and I scored all 6. Like with an actual keeper, it's one of those moving, like motion sensor keepers, right? I think I've seen those things. That's pretty cool. Got a dope ball. Nice. What'd you think of the World Cup in the end? The way it turned out? Are you glad France got the dub?
We must cleanse the Sunwell. Push forward. We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Darsh, who's Emmanuel Macron? Emmanuel Macron. Portugal did get pretty lucky. I was kind of rooting for Croatia too, but I don't know. France is good. They have a ton of really good players. so I wasn't surprised. Damage. Do 3 damage to a minion. Gotta get rid of that thing. 2 damage.
Push forward.
I move quickly.
Kind of messed that up. I could have done that turn better. Oh well. Oh, he's the president of France. That shows you my understanding and my general like lack of knowledge of world politics. Unfortunately. There's too much to know. That's the problem. Like, I know bio stuff in my brain. I had to learn a bunch of environmental science stuff last year. A bunch of anatomy and physiology stuff. I've got some video game stuff. I've got jujitsu stuff. I got no room. I keep getting an error message that says your hard drive is running out of disk space. That route. T-Dab, did you tell? As an Iranian, it's more risky for me to go to Iran because the immigration.
Pass me that arc light.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Like, Mr. H would have a trickier time. I was like, it didn't bother me. I was like, let's just go. But they were pretty kind of like adamant about us not going. This taunt doesn't work, right? If it's stealthed. I think that's correct. So I'll throw down this probably to kill that thing. Let's do that. Yeah, no, I really want to go to Iran, actually. I love Iranian food. Persian food is the best. It's an interesting part of the world that I've never been to, and I've always been interested in checking out. So, I think we'll make it happen at some point. And then, Mr. H and I can go together, and he can show me around. He's got family there. It'll be legit. It'll happen. What up, Nyanika? It has been a while. Nice to see you. Hope your summer's been going okay. Should do that. Oh, I can win. Oh, I can't win. Oh. Darsh, your grandma had a heart attack this summer. They used a stent to keep the artery open instead of doing a bypass. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That sucks. I hope she's okay and recovers. My grandma actually didn't have a heart attack, but she had to have open heart surgery because she had very, very atherosclerotic coronary arteries. And she had a quadruple bypass or quintuple bypass, so she had like 4 or 5 reroutes to get around those blocked arteries. But she's good now. She recovered. So, but you said they used a stent for her. They used a stent. Okay. Well, it depends. I'm not sure why they would go with a stent over a bypass. I'm actually... Bypasses are more common, typically. But stents are pretty common, too. I guess there's a lot of factors that would probably determine whether to go with a bypass or a stent. Like, to do a bypass, you kind of need to pull a piece of an artery from another part of the body to place there. So maybe that was tricky. I don't know. It's a good question. Got my Timberwolf, your other beast at 1 attack. But sorry to hear that, man. Hope you're doing okay. The big problem with well, actually, you know why? Actually, here's the thing. Here's why they probably gave her a stent. Because to do a bypass, you have to actually go, because you can do a stent without surgery. Because you can do a catheter stent where they go in through an artery in the leg and they thread the catheter up the artery into your heart and place the stent there, with like basically no surgery. So it's way less invasive. Whereas if you do a bypass, you have to crack the sternum, separate the rib cage open, get to the heart, and then stitch the artery around on the heart itself. And that is the recovery and the odds of something happening that could lead to worse situation during that surgery is high. So maybe, and this is my guess, maybe they felt like the risk of a bypass was too high. In your grandmother's case, like that kind of invasive surgery would have been rough for her, especially if she's older, has other health issues. You know, going under anesthesia is really, and is no joke, right? Like anesthesia is not a joke to you don't take that lightly, especially anesthesia to the point where you're going to go through a surgery like a bypass where you're under for hours at a time. I don't know if they must do They must do anesthesia, full body anesthesia for a stent insertion, right? I don't know. But most likely they probably felt like the bypass was too risky of a surgery, too invasive. The recovery time's massive. It's a lot of pain in the recovery. So my guess is they decided to probably not go that route because of those reasons, and just do the stent. So hopefully the stent works out.
Job done.
Ferris is moving. What's up, Ferris? I see you there. Where are you moving?
Job's done.
Okay, good to hear the stent worked. I eat more of this high fiber cereal. It's my only sustenance right now. It's got 9 grams of fiber per serving. Good for digestive health. It's gonna move stuff along quick in the old GI tract.
I wonder.
To my side.
Going to Philly. Wow. How do you feel about that? That's a big move.
I hope you like my invention.
It'd be interesting. Very different. Very different. That'd be kind of cool though. It's gonna be tough because you're gonna have to, you know, find new friends. You have family there at least. You can't ask the age of your elders. I didn't know that that was a thing. Do you have a friend that named +1 +1?
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
That's interesting. You can't ask the age of your elders. It's weird. It's weird how age is like a topic that people get uncomfortable with. It's like they take it personally. Which tells you that people, that it's sort of like...
I can't suffer as the wildlands suffer.
Okay.
Suffer as the wildlands suffer.
It is considered like socially rude to ask someone their age. It is in American culture, especially if you ask women their age. Like if you ask a woman their age, it can be kind of like a sketchy. You're walking on like social eggshells there, with offending them, which is weird because it's just like you have no control over your age. So if you're insecure about your age, that's a real issue that you have. Because like there's nothing you can do about it, but yet you're insecure.
You asked for it.
Let's the
But
hunt.
that is the social kind of thing that happens in the U.S. I guess in Indian families too. Oh yeah, that's true. Weight is another one. But weight I can understand a little bit more because you have control over your weight, you know, within a certain range, obviously. Darsh. When using a stent, do you need to know the exact location of the buildup or simply put it in the bloodstream so it flows into the buildup? No, they actually put it in there. I'm pretty sure they have to know where the buildup is because they actually go to where the buildup is, like put it in there and then inflate it to prop open the artery at that location. So that it's a very specific, they insert it at a very specific point that's blocked. can snow there. Yeah, you're gonna deal with some snow. Snow's good though, to an extent, and it depends on where you're living. Like if you're living in a city, you said you're looking for an apartment, so you're probably living in a city where they're gonna plow the roads for you, so you don't really have to deal with it the way you might if you lived, like, for example, like Vermont, where I lived when I was a kid, is more rural, so you're in a house with a driveway that you have to plow yourself every morning in order to get to work, you know? So, it's a little bit of a different scenario there. Hold on, what is that? Battlecry discovers secret. A friendly secret. Ah, I thought that was.
I hunt alone.
We have many secrets.
That's interesting in Darsh. She had too much potassium in her blood. I feel like I got too much potassium in my blood wearing this banana shirt. I feel like I'm getting, like, potassium is diffusing into through my skin. So then, yeah, I don't know what they would do in that case. They reduced blood pressure using a blood thinner. Huh. Weird. Yeah, I'm not knowledgeable enough about the details of something like that to tell you much more. Kind of, that's the extent of my knowledge.
I hunt alone. I move quickly. How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Got a couple of. Ooh, this is perfect. Deal 3 enemies. No ice, no ice, no ice, no ice, no ice. Perfect.
To my side. Job done.
I'm a big fan of drinking out of these Pyrex Erlenmeyer flasks, 1,000 milliliters. So every time I drink one of these, I'm drinking a liter of water. Good to know.
Here there is no light.
Job's done.
That's a nice secret. There's trying to live close to the city so that my dad can reach his office quickly, which is in the city, and plus I have to go to Lower Marion High School, so I have to find apartments close to it. You have to find apartments?
Reactor core online.
What do you mean you have to find? Like, that's your responsibility? So your family is moving out there, and they're like, all right, Ferris, you're finding us an apartment. Get on it. Craigslist.com. Apartments.com. Battle cry.
Join me.
Alright, good. I thought they had put the whole responsibility on you of finding an apartment. And if they're also probably like, are you guys renting or buying? T-Dub, I think Craigslist, I like Craigslist. I always find my apartments on Craigslist. I bought some things off there. I sold some stuff there. It can be sketch. Can be sketch, but from my experience, it's not too bad.
I wonder. Quickly.
Well, that's not Craigslist's fault. That's the police's fault for not doing anything. I'm gonna lose now. I run out of cards. What's going on with my, like, why do I
wonder.
seem to run out of cards so much? Is it even worth playing
must
this?
cleanse the Sunwell.
What does that say? Yeah, Zillow's pretty good. I think Zillow's actually not bad. I like Zillow. Secrets. I guess I have to just do this. Good game.
Well played.
Yeah, I used Zillow when I was looking at houses. You know, that was it's a nice, it's a good interface and stuff. Is there anything? Do I want to play Fortnite now? Actually, you know what? I should get some packs. How much do packs cost? I've got 11,000. No, 1,000. Best value. Oh, what is the dollar amount? I can't purchase. I can't. What is this?
You have my bow.
Preview? What does that even mean?
You have my bow.
How do I use these dollars? Spend gold to buy packs or enter the arena. Darsh, don't play Fortnite. I bet there's a ton of changes since I played it last. It's been a month. I don't get this, dude. Wait. Jesus Christ, dude. So I'm spending $70 for 60 packs. This reminds me, you know what? This reminds me when I was a kid, I made my grandma, God, I feel so bad. I made my grandma buy me like $50 worth of Pokemon cards, like those little packs that you can open. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, dude. I just realized that. It's the same thing, just digitally. Okay, so you can only use the dollar amount. You can only use that on a one-pack thing at a time. Ferris, watch Summer Skirmish. It's hosted by Epic Games. It's where all good players battle against each other. It's pretty cool. I'm watching it now. Okay. Summer Skirmish. Alright, so I'm gonna buy some packs. I'm not quite sure what the difference is between all these. Any of you guys know this game enough to know what packs I should use my gold on? I don't know. There's so many. If I'm going to play this game more seriously, I should probably just buy the $5 welcome bundle, right? What's up, Nyanika? Alright, I'm just gonna buy some of these classic packs here. Or I'll just get a mix. One of each. Oh, this is not even, you can't even, that's not even a thing. Doomsday Project, Boomsday Project. They're all 100. Just buy one of each just to see what they're like. So maybe 2 of each. Okay. Let's see what we got. It's a druid card. Restore 8 health to your hero. I was hoping there should be some cards where you can get just like a hunter cards, like some packs where it's just hunter, but maybe they don't do that. Ooh, epic. It's a druid card. My trip was good, Nyanika. It was actually really good. It was great to catch up with my family. I'm actually glad I did it over going to like Russia or something like that. Or not Russia. Going to like Eastern Europe. You know, it's important to keep up family, especially when my family lives so far apart. I have family in Southern California, in Vermont, in New York, in Washington, Seattle, Florida. So it was good. I'm glad I did it. It's important. And then just some classic packs. TW, don't think I should purchase anything? Yeah. I know that this game is pay to win. Like, that's not lost on me. I get that. I just like to play it for fun. What are you saying, Sarah, about overdosing? I was looking at updates on Demi's overdose, and for some reason my mom lost it, and then she went on a rant about drugs, mainly weed. It was really funny. Yeah, like Demi Lovato overdosed. I don't know anything about it. I'm out of the loop on that. I don't keep up with like pop culture, I guess, or like celebrity news, I suppose. Like, I definitely don't keep up with it. Like, you have to understand, like, my media consumption is limited to, like, I'll look on Reddit once a day for, like, the top posts, the front page. I will watch YouTube videos that are, like, lecture-y. Like, I'll watch people do, like, debates. I'll listen to podcasts. It's more educational stuff. But I must have missed the OD. And then your mom went on a rant. She lost it and went on a rant about drugs, mainly weed. Okay. What was her rant about weed? By the way, I'm firmly of the opinion that no one under 25 should really partake in any sort of drugs. Because the brain doesn't really finish developing until about 25, and you don't want to impact your brain development at all. Like, that's the worst thing you could probably do, because your brain is who you are. Like, it's super important, and you don't want to like mess with that. So as an adult, as someone who's 31, I find that once in a while it's nice to be able to make a decision about what you would like, you know, to partake in. And I think sometimes it can be relaxing. It can be a good way to bond with people, you know. And I stay away from things like, I've never done like cocaine or heroin or any of that synthetic stuff. You know, I think that stuff's not so good. Just the damage it can do. And the other thing about heroin is that it's just like, it's clearly, the feeling is probably really good, and like that's why it's so addicting. It's like, and I don't want to like, I feel like you do it and then you get that taste for it, and then it's like, oh, okay, and then you just like can't get enough of it. I don't know. I gotta stay away. I think that's not a good thing to get involved in, for sure, obviously. I'm not getting very good cards, I feel like, with any of these packs. Oh well. Last one. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. Okay. I don't feel like I got any cards to like bolster this deck. I don't think. T-Dub, nobody should get involved in drugs, any age, strength, fitness. I don't like to put blanket statements on anything. And when you say drugs, drugs is a really weird term. Because like there's a lot of things that people take that are drugs. Like antibiotics is technically a drug, but obviously it has medicinal purposes. I think as an adult, one of your main tasks is to learn how to be a disciplined person and know when you are doing things that are not productive to your life and detrimental to your health or whatever. And but you're an adult, so you can make your own decisions. And it's easy to abuse things, right, that make you feel good. And that's important to like know when and when not to get involved with them. I mean, marijuana is not necessarily addictive, but anything can be addictive technically, right? Like even if it's not like, you know, what you would think with heroin, where it's like, where we assume like, oh, it's got this weird addictive nature to it. But the real problem is people get addicted to drugs when their life isn't going so good, and it's like an escape. It's an alternative to dealing with the terrible reality that their life has, or their depression, or their lack of social connections, those kinds of things. So it's almost like a way to ignore those problems. That's when it's an issue. You know, but I'm of the opinion that things like, you know, things can be used in moderation to enhance experiences on occasion, right? Just like if I want to enjoy food, like I don't go out to like extravagant dinners every night for a couple of reasons. One, it makes them less special. Two, it's expensive. Three, it's probably not the healthiest move to do. Four, it's not a disciplined thing to do mentally. But once in a while, I like a nice meal, you know. And I treat things like alcohol or marijuana kind of in the same way, where it's like I kind of have a sense now that I'm older, like when I'm doing something in a healthy way and when I'm doing something in an unhealthy way. So I don't like a blanket statement, but I do think that anyone under 25, when your brain's developing, should not get involved in that kind of thing. Well, involved, when I say involved, I don't even know. I mean, just be careful. Like, your brain hasn't got caught up entirely to where it will be. You don't want to influence that in a negative way. Let it, like, naturally develop. And then, when you've got your education set, when you're, like, feel pretty solid in life, then you can start trying some things. I think that's where I stand right now, currently. There's some interesting theories out there about certain kinds of, like, so for example, like psychedelic mushrooms, there's some theories out there about how they have evolved to, we've sort of co-evolved with psychedelic mushrooms, and other animals will eat psychedelic mushrooms that grow in like cow patties. Some interesting things. Okay, so what am I doing here? I was just looking to see if there's any new cards that would be worth adding. That's not kind of a cool. I don't have any traps. It's an endgame card. Master multi-shot, Oasis Snapshot. But yeah, I mean, life is all about balance, taking on responsibility, discipline. But I'm of the firm mind, moderation, all things in moderation, including moderation. I kind of like that motto. It's 2 a.m. You should go to sleep. Yeah. Oh yeah, wait. Okay, you're in Finland, so your time is all off. Should I throw in a? Trying to decide if I want to switch something out here. I don't know if I want this thing. I don't use it very much. Whenever you summon a beast, draw a card. That's not bad. I need more. I run out of cards, so I think this is something I want. There's a lot of new one cards. Whoa, I almost just lost this. I almost just knocked this over. That's the downside about using the glass thing. If you knock it over, it could be a real issue. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I don't need any of these guys. It sets a bad example if you say everything needs moderation. It sets a bad example if you say everything needs moderation. How does that set a bad example? Someone will be, oh, I moderate on heroin intake, so I'm good. No, they aren't good, and the feeling of heroin distracts them from sense. From sense. Well, yeah, but the idea of moderation, you have, you know, everyone has their own, has to be responsible for their own. It's not my job to patrol other people's interpretation of what moderation is for them. I think if someone is in your family and you feel like they're going off the rails or they're in a bad place, then you can get involved. But I'm a big fan of personal responsibility, and I don't like to like impose rules on other people because I don't. It's presumptuous and it's judgmental. I don't know if there's just a blanket way to say anything that applies to everybody. So when I say all things in moderation, including moderation, I'm talking about myself. That might look different for different people, but I kind of hear you to an extent. And no, weed isn't necessarily good for you. That's right, but like neither is like a Snickers bar. It's not good for you, but it does taste good, and that's called enjoying life. So I think it's important to enjoy the enjoyable things that life has to offer. And if you're somebody who just sort of discounts things because they aren't good for you in any other respect, I don't know. It's also something where with marijuana or and things like alcohol and even like mushrooms, for example, which are illegal, there is a say. And it depends on the person. Some people it can in certain situations it can unlock something between you and your friends or you and other people that is very connecting. I don't know how to explain it. It makes you. I don't know. And I'm not saying you couldn't do that without them. I'm saying it can be helpful, and on occasion there's no reason to dismiss it because it's a drug, right? And there's a reason why cultures all across the world have used various plants and things to alter their states of consciousness, right? Because there's something about it that is enjoyable or meaningful or useful, right? And low doses of things like mushrooms, magic mushrooms, have been shown to increase visual acuity. Could have helped in hunting, things like that. There's a lot of interesting stuff out there. And June, can I pass a drug test? Yes, I can. I can pass a drug test. Let's see. Do I want any of these things? Why do you ask, June? Are you trying to get me in trouble? Are you trying to report me? I don't. What do you mean by weed disables your brain? It doesn't disable your brain. It maybe at a certain dose it might disable your brain, but it definitely influences your brain. It can alter the way you think, or it can, you know, manipulate your thought patterns to an extent, but it's not disabling your brain. In fact, like parts of your brain will be enabled that weren't before. Like it can increase creativity or different kinds of thought patterns, but it can also suppress other things. Like so, it's not as simple as a one thing. It does this, right? Yeah, you know, it's more complex than that. Wow, look at all these new cards. Let's see. Do I want any of these things? Not necessarily. Pumpkin peasant. Oops, hold on, what was that? Oh. As a hunter's deck, I should probably stack this thing with beasts. Razorfin Hunter, do I want that? I don't know. I have just so many cards now. It's hard for me to figure out what to do with them all. Oh yeah, I have this thing. This is a nice card, right? It's gold. That's all I know. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. That's actually really good. Let's replace. Let's get wonderful, you guys, dude. Like you guys. You're out, dude. Disable is a little too vague, but your brain doesn't function as normally. That's true. It doesn't function the same. That's true. But does that mean it's a negative? Depends on the situation. Depends on how much. Depends, right? So for example, like high CBD strains of marijuana reduce seizures, and it's like very beneficial. It's not psychoactive because THC is a psychoactive component of marijuana. So like that's really good. It changes the way the brain works. It stops sending these errant seizure signals. So it's like, oh, that's awesome, right? Like that changes a person's life for the better. And then, you know, so I don't know. You know, I think, what does this mean? Oh. But I hear your concern, TW. I appreciate that. And the other thing is also, there's a lot to be said about individual too. Some people respond differently to different things, and that's important as well. Get some more high fiber. This is good for you. This here. I don't think we're going to have a debate about high fiber.
You asked for it.
Let the hunt begin.
Let's see. 4/4. don't want you. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some benefits to medical marijuana. The upside about it being legalized is that it can be highly regulated now. That's why I'm kind of the opinion that all, and I don't know how controversial of an opinion this is. I think it's controversial in some circles, but for me, I think I'm of the opinion that all drugs should be legal, and we should just sort of allow them to be regulated. Because by making something illegal, you don't really decrease the demand. You just make the mechanisms for obtaining that more sketchy, less transparent, less clear, less regulated. But yeah, no, you're not wrong with the whole like THC boost. Things have gotten crazy off the charts lately with the strains. And it's not actually necessarily a good thing. Because THC is the psychoactive component of marijuana, or one of the molecules in there, the cannabinoids or whatever they call them. But yeah, like the THC part is what makes it psychoactive. It can lead to anxiety and paranoia, whereas the CBD can kind of balance that out. But apparently, that high THC can get kind of crazy, and it can cause things to get out of whack. So you want more of a balanced profile, of like a natural profile, I think, for some of the benefits from it. But again, I'm not an expert at it. I'm just going off what I hear from other people and in the research that I've done. I was considering making a video on it, but I think it's overdone. There's a lot of videos on it. Quite a few.
Time runs out on me. I wonder.
Got 300 milliliters left, so I have my liter. AFK? AFK. All right. That was nice talking to you, T-Dub. Appreciate it, as usual. I'll be back. I'll probably stream again next week. I'm gone this weekend, so. Why did I do that? So I could do this.
That's not a valid
Yes,
target.
that's really stupid of me to do. Wasted it.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Time runs out on me.
I always appreciate our conversations. You always have a strong opinion. And you challenge me on mine, which is good. Okay, dude. Okay.
Time runs out on me.
What? Why does it have no time? Why does... Not sure what this guy's playing at.
reality woven.
Okay.
To my side.
Incredible discovery! Someday I'll be just like you!
Onward, friends, to adventures!
What? Did I not have a 3-attack minion to summon? That's so lame.
This power is ecstasy.
That's a good spell, that sheep thing. Turns us into a sheep. Pretty legit.
An incredible discovery!
All right, Sarah. I thought you had gone to bed like a half hour ago or whatever. Enjoy the rest of your time in Finland. Let's see. Let's go save this. Change minions health to 1. How is there so many secrets, dude?
I got the best deals anywhere.
Job done.
What up, Ryan? How are you? I saw you yesterday.
Rexar versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
Let the hunt begin.
It's not a beaker, no. Technically, it's an Erlenmeyer flask is what they call this. 1,000 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. It's my new drinking carafe. Try and drink a liter water out of this whenever I stream. That's going to be my new thing. Fill this up, and then every time I stream, I have to get through the full liter. That's my goal. No worries. When you take chem tomorrow.
Someone injured?
When you take chem, if you're taking chem, are you taking chem next year? If you do, you'll know all the names. So a beaker is the one that sort of just like looks like a regular, doesn't have the narrow top to it. It's just a regular little, a wide mouth at the top. And then, so yeah, you got a beaker, you got an Erlenmeyer flask, you have a graduated cylinder. Those are the kind of the main ones that you need to know.
I wonder.
There's a bunch of other there's like a ton of different glassware that you use in chemistry, and I kind of forget a lot of them. There are some that are like round.
One
I
shot,
don't remember what they're called.
one kill.
Counter-Strike?
Is someone
That's a
injured?
good question. When am I going to play some Counter-Strike? I could play that whenever. I could play that next time I stream. I can play that next week. I'm gone this weekend for my rafting trip, but I can play next week. Would you like me to play some Counter-Strike? Would you play with me?
I can wait and fish all day.
Thanks, Dad Vix. Appreciate that. Appreciate that comment.
I wonder.
I think. Let's see. Deal 2 damage to all enemy minions on death row. That's actually pretty good.
I moves quickly.
At the start of every turn? Oh, he has a 50% chance at every turn. Did you go to Monte Vista, Dad Vix? Or are you just trolling? Patrolling? Use that. Really use one of those. Perfect. Sometimes.
Here there is no light.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Actually, I'll use this next turn. There's no way I can kill it anymore. I think that makes sense to use it next turn. See, I run out of cards every time.
You are not welcome here. So what's the best move here? Attack? Deal 3 damage. Shoot, do I do? Because if I kill... I move quickly.
Shoot. Dude, I'm... didn't get it off in time. Oh well. I haven't even heard of the second one, dude. I haven't heard. You're. I don't know the second one. I do a incognito mode Bing search. That's the move. Track. You look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Gotta use that. Give a friendly beast. I actually should take one of these. Oh, hold on. Deal 3 damage. Death Rattle. Summon 2 copies of it. I guess it.
Join me.
Job done.
I can't answer the question, man. Oh, When I was a freshman in college, there were some pretty attractive women. There was this one girl when I was a freshman in college. This other freshman, I remember thinking that she was very. She looked like. So I don't know if you remember the game Half-Life, and in Half-Life 2, the main chick, like that you are with in that game, there was a girl in like I think it was like I want to say like a molecular bio class or just like a regular bio class in that lecture with me that looked very similar to her, and I was like super attracted to her, but I didn't do anything because I was what do you say? How would you say loser? I was super nervous. One of my biggest regrets in life. I think back about that. Like every once in a while, like maybe once or twice a year, I'll go, oh. You know, I'll just remember and go, you idiot. Kind of. I mean, she was a very attractive in her own right, but the fact that it looked she looked very similar or had like similar features.
Join me.
Oh, okay, there's a taunt on him.
Join me.
The fact that she looked similar was a boost. Let's just say that. I need some more of my high fiber cereal right now. Get my fiber. Alright, I'm gonna lose. Okay.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Well played.
Maybe I will. You know, I don't have. I got what? I got about a half hour of playtime left before I gotta quit and head out. So I think what I'm gonna do is stop playing this game because I'm good, and maybe play. I don't know what I will play. Maybe I do a Fortnite or something. What game haven't I played in a while? I haven't played Overwatch in a while. Just don't really feel like playing that though. Yeah. Let's do just a couple games of this. I haven't played in a while. Update required. Typical. It's gonna be a massive update for sure. I haven't opened this thing up in a month. The move is DuckDuckGo browser with a VPN on. I actually haven't even heard of the DuckDuckGo browser. Oh, did I remember my password? Nope. Oh, why is it making me re-enter my password all of a sudden? No, what is it? No. Okay. Then is it? Why would you? And by the way, why would you need a VPN to look at porn, dude? Are you worried that people are like monitoring your browser and stuff? Because as an adult, I'm not that worried about it. as an adult that's independent and living on my own. I don't even need to use an incognito mode. I could just go straight up. Don't even need to clear my history. Not worried about it. But it is kind of weird that you still kind of go to the incognito tab or the private window, right? It's like you're still like, I gotta like hide. Gotta hide it. Makes sense. Yeah, the don't clear the history, that's the alpha move. Or like if this is your family computer, the alpha move, to become the alpha, that's how you, I don't know if you guys know this, I don't know if you're aware of this, but that's how you take over your family as a child, as a young man who's under 18, entering puberty. The move to supersede your father. This is the move to take over your rightful role as the king and alpha of your family, of your immediate family. You just go on and don't clear your search history and just do porn searches on your family computer. And then when your dad logs on and he sees that history, he'll go, my son has taken his rightful place, and he will leave the house, and then you are therefore now you've won. You've become the alpha, and now you gotta get a job and take care of your mom and your family members, and that's the way life goes. That's the way life works. And I forgot my password for this game, so what does that even mean? I can't even figure out what the heck. This is so. Would I have done it this way? No. Okay. Then I'm not playing that. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not going to deal with that right now. Darsh. You walked into me being baited into a discussion about porn with a troll named Dad Vix. That's what you walked into. And I finished my water. I gotta get some more water. Be right back. Oh. Dead by Daylight? I don't know. Never heard of that. I might just end streaming early because I can't think of what else to play right now. I'll look up Dead by Daylight though. Is it free? I don't got money right now to pay. It's $20, brah. $20. I'm not made of money. Oh, I think I've seen this one. Dead by Daylight. Let's see. Dead by Daylight is an asymmetric survival horror online multiplayer video. The amount of adjectives to describe the game. It's an asymmetric survival horror online multiplayer video game that's gonna blow your brains out. It's a 7.0 on Steam. And a 75% on Steam DB? What the heck is that? Alright, let's take a look at the trailer. Oh, I think I feel like I've seen this before for some reason. Maybe don't step in a bear trap next time, bruh. You want to see my hard drive space? It's not great. It's pretty low right now. I have like less than like 7 gigs left on my C drive, my solid state. I have a ton of space on my. I have like a 2 terabyte external hard drive that I use just for storage. Got plenty of room there. So basically, you're getting chased by like a psychopathic killer, and you have to outlast everyone else. That's the kind of gist of it. Okay. The game is 4v1. One player takes on the role of a savage killer. Why they capitalize killer? It's because it's the savage killer. And the other 4 players play as survivors trying to escape the killer and avoid being caught, tortured, and killed. So one person can catch you, and then there's a torture component. Sounds like a great game as an outlet for a real-life serial killer. Sounds like a great game for a kid who had just started getting interested in like sticking needles into the family pet, or like going to like Kohl's or Target or like Macy's and bringing a knife and cutting the leather jackets because he's experimenting with the feeling of being a psychopath. He can jump on this asymmetric survival horror online multiplayer video game and torture some digital people. It's interesting. The player. I just don't have $20 to be honest right now to spend on this, but interesting. What's up, Shanna? Haven't seen you in a while. How's your summer been, man? Not man, I guess. Woman, gal. The study session for finals. You'll sub if I buy it? I appreciate your incentivizing me, but unfortunately, not gonna happen. Despacito 2? Isn't Despacito the name of that one song? It's a meme? Oh man, I gotta know my meme on this one. Get out of here. Part of a series on Despacito. Despacito 2 refers to a series of images and videos that revolve around a sequel to the song Despacito. The meme generally takes the form of a breaking news parody in which a cultural or historical figure of authority is either confirming the release or delay of the song. Okay. I didn't know that that was a meme. I didn't know it was a meme. People like the song so much that this meme works. YouTuber PewDiePie uploaded a video to his channel entitled Despacito 2 confirmed my Markiplier, receiving over 4 million views within 5 days. Jesus.
Why is millennial humor so weird?
I don't want to watch PewDiePie. I don't want to watch him. Alright. It's already 5 o'clock, so I might just call her quits. Thanks, Dadvix. You're underestimating my salary when you say 30K, but I appreciate the push to get some donation to me. Shanna, you said it's kind of depressed. Oh, you're kind of depressed. Summer's ending. You got 3 weeks left. No point in being depressed when you know what I mean? Gotta live it up. Live up those 3 weeks while you got the chance. Get out there, enjoy it. But I do hear you with the 3 weeks, with the ending kind of thing. It does kind of get a little rough towards the end of summer, but 3 weeks is still kind of a decent amount of time. Spring sports start next week. That's right. Unless you do football. Football, from my understanding, football does practices all throughout the. Oh, but football's not a spring sport. Yeah, because whenever a couple times this summer when I went to the weight room to get a little workout in, I would run into sometimes the football team was in there doing the same. So, but you know what? I've been out of the loops. What's the best website to check? Maybe Steam? Is a Steam a good place to look for new games? They have to be. I can't really afford money right now on those kind of games, but if there's any like new free games. Have I heard of window tilling? What the heck is up with Steam now? All this stuff has changed. Okay. What's featured in the store here? How is PUBG still on the featured list? Have I heard of window tilling or ricing? No. Tiling? Never. Never. What is it? Tiling. What are some new releases? So many weird games. popular new releases. Under $10. What is this? Oh god. Necopara Extra. See, this games, they're popular, but they're probably popular with very specific crowd. Oh yeah, like Japanese, I guess. So weird. So weird. Okay, like what's going on? There's some sexual, like some weird undertones. Is that a foxtail that's like peeking out of her like super short skirt? About the game. About half a year before the opening of the Patisserie La Solaire, where the cat girls work with cashew. That's not a sentence. That doesn't even make sense. What the... Back when chocolate and vanilla were still kitten. Oh my god. When they first arrived at the Minaduki household and before they opened up to the other cat girls, it's then that they gradually began to call cashew master. Oh Jesus. Oh god. This is some weird fetishy kind of culty thing. Experienced their first Christmas and shared a promise with Cashew, their master, and their, oh god. I don't know. I don't know, man. What are people saying about this game? Now I have one more reason to live. FBI, open up. Only thing that could have made this better is if it was also a prequel to a time where I wasn't disowned by all of my loved ones. Very crazy stuff out there, huh? Can I get a list that doesn't have weird games on it like that? Like normal games for me? Like games for like a white guy that's not into that? A lot of Japanese games out there, huh? Dude Simulator 2? A dude simulator, huh? You pee, wash your hands, have nothing in your fridge. What is the point of this game? Suddenly, Dude Simulator 2 became GTA freaking 6. Mixed with Fortnite. Dude Simulator 2 is an open world sandbox game. This is a life simulator. The main objective is to enjoy what you're doing. You guys talking about juuling? Juuling is so weird. Like it's so. I don't get it. I've never done it. I guess it's nicotine, right? It's like whatever. You don't want to get addicted to nicotine. That's not a good thing. Right. I guess that's a Chris Hansen thing. It's the Chris Hansen move. Like, I guess that game could be potentially looked at that way, right? But that's weird too. Like, what is okay? Is it okay for somebody to play a video game that gets weird in that way? Like, no one's actually getting hurt, but it is kind of strange. that someone would like to do that. That's where I go. I'm like, what is going to happen when we get to a point where virtual reality is so good that you could take someone who's like a pedophile and just sort of like plug them into a virtual world where they can like act out all of their pedophilia in a simulated environment and not have to deal with, and like that's a way to like to handle that issue. Or like someone who's just, you know, homicidal. We're gonna put you into a virtual realm. So it's like instead of prison or whatever, you go into this virtual world and you act out all of your socially unacceptable habits or desires. That seems like a reasonable thing to me. That seems like a better way to handle it than other things. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm going to start a new game because I'm going to have to call it quits here in about 20 minutes. And I have not played a porn game. When I was a kid, the biggest, there was a game called Leisure Suit Larry. That was kind of like that. It was just kind of like, I don't know. But no, not really. VR chat? What's VR chat? What up, gay Ben? My dude. Hope things are going well with you. Haven't seen you in a while. All right. I don't really have any Steam games that I want to play right now. I definitely don't want to see Dude Simulator anymore. All the free games are probably not that great. Warframe. Yeah. Dota 2. That was a free. Yeah. He said Cuisine Royale. What the heck? I have to just based off the name, I'm interested. Like a cooking game? All kitchen warfare battle royale game. Originally an April Fool's joke. It's highly appreciated by players. The Battle Royale games are a big trend right now. I wonder how long it's going to last. And what the next trend will be in gaming. Interesting. What up, Promote? You saw me biking today in the morning? Yeah. I was right around 8 a.m. I biked to Monte Vista to work out a little bit. And then I went to Phil's Coffee, had some coffee, and then I biked home. Well, I've been biking around town because I don't have a car. My car was totaled in April or May, and so I've been sort of using my bike to get around until I get a new car. And I actually kind of like it. It's kind of nice. It's a really good workout. I like it a lot. So, Adar, studies show that being violent when anger is built up, does not help relieve the anger and doesn't help the patient. Yeah. Well, that's different. Like anger, getting anger out is one thing, but I was talking about like people who have like, you know, for whatever way that their brain developed, whether it's genetic or environmental, but they've got like some weird wiring in their brain where they are, you know, unable to control certain things. Because there's no cure, right, for like pedophilia. There's no cure for, I don't know, some of these like disorders, right? Or at least we don't have one right now. Right? It's like, what do you do about that? I was just saying, like, it could be an interesting strategy. Yeah, biking is the way. Super clean, environmentally friendly, good for your health, cheaper, and to be honest, like the time that it's not like you lose a lot of time. At least if you're biking like within about a 5-mile radius of your house, you're probably saving time in the end, I would argue. That'd be my argument. So, it's been good. It's been good. Let's see, Sen Ren. I was looking up some of these games you guys are recommending. Sen Ran. That's an expensive game, bro. Senran Kagura. Oh god. It gets overwhelmingly positive reviews at 95%. Okay, now I see why you recommended it. Thrust into a parallel dimension, our buxom shinobi prepare for a new kind of beachside battle. Can the island's hosts be trusted? Will the other schools play fair? Will there be time to enjoy the beach before the fighting starts? Will anyone manage to keep their clothes intact? Okay. What did they tag this with? Oh, okay. It's a mature situation. It's a mature situation. But I think for sure it's a pass. It's a hard pass for me. It's a hard pass. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on it. What was that? Do I even have Counter-Strike? It's not even installed. I have to install this in my other, yeah. I have to install it. I'll install it because I'll probably play it eventually. But it's not, it's a big game. I don't think I can play it by today. So, all right. They have that's on the that game is on the Nintendo Switch. I thought the Nintendo Switch was supposed to be like a family-friendly console, and they've got buxom beach babes duking it out. I don't understand that. Yeah. All right. I might call it quits today. A little early. Stream snipe. Nintendo is pushing for the devs to make more M-rated games. Really? Are they trying to like take the Nintendo Switch and like appeal to, like, broaden the audience? Because for someone like me, like as an adult male who doesn't have a family yet, I see the allure of the only allure of the Switch for me is essentially its use as a party console for like things like Mario Kart, Mario Party, some, you know, but I can't justify the price tag, so I can see what they might be thinking. Expand the audience, make more people willing to shell out. Although I will say, if I was going to buy a console right now, it would be a Switch. It would be a Switch, because I can get all the games that I like on my computer, and I feel like an Xbox or a PlayStation doesn't really complement my computer as much as like a Switch would. Yeah. So there's that. All right. Yeah, I forgot. I actually uninstalled Overwatch because I needed space. Diablo 3. World of Warcraft. When is the new expansion coming out for World of Warcraft? 16 days. Oh, shoot, son. Dude, how rude. They're releasing the expansion to World of Warcraft August 14th, which is basically right before school starts. That's just rude. Or on August 13th. I can see myself playing this, to be honest. I probably shouldn't, though. Get addicted to it. I don't know. It'd be a cool game to stream, though. It would be a chill game to stream. You know, like, because it's an RPG, so you can kind of take it at your own pace. Just I'd start a new character, like level 0 maybe, and just go through it. Maybe I would play it a little less PvP, more PvE style. Or I could do an RPG or a role-playing server. That's too much, though. I can't get into that. Something to think about. What were you saying, Ryan? Go to launch options. So right click. Properties, launch options. Then go to type in panorama. Whole new UI. Okay. Like a panoramic UI. It spreads it out. Did I mistype that? Dash panorama, right? Yeah. This is taking a while. Yeah, I see 12 minutes. 12 minutes. I can't really play it today, so next time. I'll play this next week. I'll get it installed today and then play it next week. That seems to be the best move. It's basically CSGO's new UI. I heard about that actually. You know what? I heard that they had updated their UI, and that was like a new thing. Let's see. Let's see this.
Hey guys, I have a Discord server. Check out the link in the description if you want to go check it out, and I'll see you there.
Alright, dude, we don't need a kind of intro. What do you got?
Hey guys, I just wanted to get this video done. The Panorama UI is pretty much officially here. Now you can actually, like, anybody can opt into it and basically play it with anybody. So now you can play matchmaking, you can play custom servers, you can play everything in the Panorama UI. So it's basically out, but they're like, I guess they're gonna bring it out to people on a case-by-case basis. But if you guys do want to use the Panorama UI, it isn't mandatory right now. So if you guys do want to be able to use the Panorama UI outside of the beta in the official game, you just right-click on CSGO, click on Properties. You just got to set launch options.
I want to see the actual.
Which I'm unranked, lol.
Oh wow!
I'm getting kind of bored of the UI. So
that changed quite a bit, huh?
Unranked, lol. So we have the play force one.
That's kind of cool.
You have all the gun stats on the side and everything, and it's all your specific stats, your headshot percentage, so you can see more than just like your kills, deaths, and stuff. Panorama UI, you can play with everybody. Dude, that's such a sick screen. It says your match is ready, so it notifies you. Here we go.
Dude, that's such a sick screen.
And I'm probably gonna get completely wrecked here, but you know what? It's all good. Okay. I'm just bad at this game. I almost choked against a bot, and it doesn't seem to be affecting my frame rate at all. I seem to be running it roughly around the same rate as before. Dude, that guy just got destroyed. Okay. There's a little square. I don't know why there's a little square kind of block. No.
That's cool.
You can sort by kills.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Everything.
Let's check it out. Alright. Yeah, I gotta... It's 5:30, yeah. I think it's time to call it quits for me. Alright, guys. Oh, I'm gonna head out. I will see you next week. I don't know when I'll stream next week. I'm gonna go rafting this weekend, and I'll be back late Sunday night. So I won't stream this weekend, but next week I'll do something. I'll jump on. But in the meantime, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Nice catching up with you guys. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.